Good day, happy travelers. Seven Continents Travel Agency here today, fresh back from my 7-day Western Caribbean cruise, talking about an excursion we took in Cozumel, Mexico, dune buggy ride and snorkeling. Before we go into my review, this excursion is offered by all the cruise lines. Carnival at $79.99. Royal Caribbean, it's $84, but if you get it at the right time, we got ours for 25% off. So it's a little cheaper than that. And if you're on Norwegian Cruise Lines, it's $139 per person, but don't remember, $50 off, not per person, per room, per port of call. So still expensive, but not as bad as it is. But let's go into my review. I booked this through Royal Caribbean. This excursion, we were with folks from Carnival Cruise Line, so they do commingle with the other folks here. And so I always like, especially when you're cruising abroad, it's always important to know where you're going, just to let your friends, family know back home, hey, this is the route you're going to take. You start up here, and you're going to do a big loop around this road. And the island, I felt pretty safe, but you know, it's another country. It's always good to tell people where you're at. That way, at least they can start to know where to search if something goes bad. Should it, but it probably won't, and that's pretty good. This is the car that we took. Very different than the dune buggy we did in the Dominican Republic, but also we didn't go over or under any rivers, so that was nice. Although it did rain, and we'll talk about that a little later. But there are seat belts, the radios didn't work, the windshield wipers didn't work, and it rained. I guess I can talk about that. It rained and the windshield wipers didn't work. And when I mean rain, I'm not talking like a nice, polite Seattle rain. It was a nice, healthy, tropical deluge, so I had to hang my head out of the window getting pelted. So I don't know. But otherwise, it's just like a car headlights. Things worked. The first part of the excursion here starts at the cruise port. You drive down here for the snorkel part of your adventure, and you're driving in the dune buggies. We were a party of 3. If you go in as a single or a couple, they might pair you up with another couple, and there's 2 stops where you will have the opportunity to rotate. This is the beach that they took us to. The beach is pretty nice. It's not Panama City beach nice. But it is nice, it's nice. This part was nice. I didn't lounge, but we did go in the water, and I tried, we were about to leave, and I wanted to make a picture of this. This is how you get in the water, and this is really the only picture I could take without getting a bunch of other people in the photo. And right here is where you're about shin, ankle, somewhere between knee to ankle deep, and the sandbags run out, and the water, I just bring this up if you have folks in your party with mobility concerns, a little bit fragile. I did trip and fall. I got right back up though, and I was off and running. You don't put your flippers on until you're in the water. Okay, so anyway, I fell, dinged myself up a little bit, but that's the name of the game. After that, we left here, and it was a nice, good, long drive to this place. Team, this is what I didn't know that I wish I knew. This is a tourist trap, and we spent about 90 minutes, 100 minutes here. You pull in here, and this is where other cruise lines drive. If you're not on a dune buggy, there's like big buses and vans full of people to these shops. These prices were even higher than the cruise ports for goods, massages. The beach is way down here, but this is the Atlantic side of the beach. The water is very rough. The surf was very high. And it may have something to do with the fact that Hurricane Helene just exited. But every time I've ever been to Mexico, anything facing the Atlantic has been usually choppy. So I wouldn't call this like, hey, peaceful, get out there and do. So we decided to eat lunch here. Normally we don't, because we can eat on the ship, but we didn't really know what else to do with our time. Team, this is this is really how they get you. Just remember the peso to US dollar rate. Okay, Google, how many pesos, Mexican pesos, is it per US dollar?
$1 is approximately 19 Mexican pesos and 29 centavos.
All right, well, there you go. Meaning, so 19, each one of these things here, it's about $20. So, this was a very expensive, this was $100 for 3 people. We had 2 colas. This wasn't like 9 margaritas, $100. This was 2 Cokes, 1 water, and we got, I'll flip through the menu here, but we got, and you'll see pictures of what we got, but, this was $100. And was it good? Sure, yeah, it was fine. $100 good? No. Nothing is $100 good for lunch in a non-air conditioned beach. I got the club sandwich. I typically always get the club sandwich. I'm a club sandwich sucker. And for $23.80, that is what that gets you. For the low everyday price of $19.50, this here is a cheese quesadilla with a healthy dollop of guacamole. And that is not, that's just a dollop of refried beans. You could pick it up and no refried beans would be on your hands. How do I know? Because I did it. These here are chicken tacos. And again, they were good. $20 good? No, I don't really think so. So anyway, so that's where we went. This is, I'm going back to the snorkel place real quick. This was really the area here, and there's a nice little area where you can get sand off your feet. I've added this a little later, and they sell pictures. I didn't necessarily know that I was going to get a picture. I typically don't, but they took a nice picture, 2 pictures for $20 in a book, or they just give them to you without a book, maybe no protection, maybe in a bag, and we knew we had a long way to go. So I do want to go back to this map right here, because after this, we drove up here and then crossed through town. It was right here where we saw a line of weather coming through, and it rained the entire rest of the way. You will get wet. If you weren't, I don't know how much concern there would be about getting wet since this is a snorkel dune buggy adventure, but you will get wet. Oh, last thing here about where we went to eat. They do have a band that will come to your table, and you can't say, I don't think you can say no. I didn't see anyone say no, but it is very awkward if you don't have cash. I highly recommend it for this excursion, because that band, after they play, they're very insistent on getting. We just saw a couple that didn't have cash, so we helped where we could. So there you go. So do I recommend this excursion? I don't know that I would do this one again. I don't know. I really don't. Did I have fun? Yeah, sure. Do I recommend it? The beach is kind of rocky. The snorkeling was good, clear. It was 45 minutes of 4.5 hour, 5 hour journey. It was fine. It was fine. The other excursion that we did, we were here, was the dolphin excursion, and that was good. I think we also did a stingray excursion a time prior to that. So I guess that's the long and the short of it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me, but I hope this helps you. It helped me, and I hope you travel safe. Until the next time.